welcome to another episode. So key concept in escaping the back, and I stole this drill a little bit from Andrew Smith, who's brilliant, so check out his stuff, bjjpath.com. So I'm looking, whenever the upper body's not controlled, I want to get my shoulders in front of my hips, and I want to actively engage, and I'm trying to increase this distance between our bodies. So I lean forward, and then I'm going to bring my back to the mat. But once again, I want to increase distance. So that lead shoulder is going to move away. Touch, and then as it does, I scrape anything that's remaining off my back by going flat to the ground. So we're here. I go forward, touch, scrape off. So we can do this as kind of a solo movement drill by sitting up, touching, pull, sit up, touch, pull. And then we can add our partner. And we can start from laid back. We get rid of the upper body control. We sit up, dive the leg, pull back. We're on the back. We sit up, shoulders in front of the hips. Shoulder reaching, 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 pull, pull, pull. So just one way to break connection on the back. But that general crunch and turn escape is really money. So our opponent wants generally to have us at a certain level. They don't want us too high, they don't want us too low, they don't want us moving off, and they don't want us to be able to turn without them turning with us. So obviously one of the ways I can go is go down. So that looks a couple different ways. First of all, the classic, the one that Zanji does in Jiu-Jitsu University, is I'm in tight, I pop down, my elbows inside the legs, and I extend, and my elbow frees the leg, and now I'm going to turn up into a single leg. And that's like the Zanji 101 back escape, right? So we're here, we slide low, 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 kick straight, turn in, turn in, turn in, and we're on the single, and now we can work from there. Another option in the slide low mindset is we're going to double under the legs. So I saw this watching Faraz Sahabi and Silver Fox do a hour-long back escape on YouTube. It's really, really good. So I'm going to slide low, both arms swim underneath, and now I just slide down and out. And now there's going to be a little bit of a scramble. Maybe Neil tries to go on top. Maybe I come up, get this ankle right away. But I'm going low and going double unders. So we're here. The more I step my legs up, the more I make space for my elbows. If we're here, it's difficult. Neil can pinch in. But if I step up, that pinch goes away. I drop, swim, turn. So good little theory there. So now, let's look at some side-to-side options. So we said sitting up and getting away is great. Now let's talk about going side to side. The most basic, most commonly taught back escape that I've seen is we're here, double hooks, over under control for our partner, boom. So we're going to say that as the way it's taught, the overarm is pointing my way out. Boom. So the arm comes over, that means I'm going this direction. Notice the head is in the way right now. So I'm going to address the choke. My head's going to switch sides. Now my belly button stays pointed at the ceiling, and I walk. And look at this hook getting weaker, and getting weaker, and getting weaker. And now we get to this point where I've stepped over the hook. So great, I've stepped over the hook. What's going to happen? Maybe my partner comes up to mount. Boom. Is that ideal? No, but then we're going to key our mount escapes. Maybe from here, they come up on top and I get some sort of half guard. Boom, they come up, and I take half guard. Maybe we're here, and I get this elbow inside, and I can get up on top. Not always possible, but that's where the scramble is. If I'm way ahead, I get on top. If I'm in the middle, I get kind of a guard. And if my partner anticipates me, they're going to take a dominant position. Mount, quarter mount, try to retake the back, etc., etc. So that's kind of a look at one side-to-side option. However, Same control, over, under, same control. So we said that in the standard way of thinking about it, that's pointing the way out. So I'm going to go this way. However, generally speaking, in all phases of my life, I like to be a little bit of a contrarian. And so I'm going to switch the game. So the first thing I'm going to do upon the back getting taken is I'm going to put the back of my neck into this bicep. And at the same time, I'm going to put my arm up on a shelf. So, in theory, I've kind of put my partner closer to a head and arm triangle, but notice the arm had to change across. So as long as that doesn't happen, I can kind of control what's going on. So I put my head and I drop. So now I went the other way. But notice, I beat the hook the same way. So life's good. Boom, I step out. Now I slide. And I come to this position. Once I get to this position, my elbow pulling into the head is anchoring me in place. I've got an option for a leg lock. I've got an option to step out and take side control. And I've got an option to wait. When I'm here, if my partner decides to turn in and take top position, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Boom. I find the guillotine there a lot as escape in the back. So first we went to the side they were pointing, and then we went to the other side, and life was equally good either way. So we still get this over-under grip, but now either I've beaten the hook or my partner's decided to go single hook. So what I'm going to try to do is rather than sliding sideways, I'm going to turn and go to my knees and kind of force my partner to come with me, right? So if they're late, I'm going to get to my knees before they get there, and I'm going to be able to turn face down and free my elbow. So how this is going to look is I'm on the back, they start pulling me to the side, my arm and hip, I don't turn in place, my arm and hip come up and over. Boom. Now I pull this arm free, and I get high head right away. So we're here, single hook, one. Now, what if they've got a better single hook? So let's look at that truck or that cross body ride. Boom, boom. Now life's a little more difficult. The movement's limited, but the concept is still the same. So I'm here, I alley-oop up and over, boom, turn the hips, pull the elbow, and come up. Now, what if they've trapped my arm like they're doing a straight jacket? So we're going to set up the straight jacket so it's this arm caught. Okay. So we're here, and they've got that straight jacket control. No worries. I'm going to activate my feet, get those toes active. I'm going to drive up, over, and around, and I'm going to bring my chest heavy to the leg. Boom. Now look, my chest is heavy. This arm sneaks under. Now my other arm pulls out. I come right up in the middle, ready to go. So that same crackdown concept showed up again. So now, we said single hook. We're going to put them on their hip and turn that elbow up. So we'll look at it from this position one more time. Single hook, hips down on the ground, and I pull free. Cool. Well, now let's talk about being in turtle. So I'm in turtle, and they've got a single hook in. Great. Put their hip on the ground, grab the arm, pull the arm up. If they decide to step over and put the hook on the other side, great, pull. And this elbow clears out. If you're constantly clearing the elbow, you're causing issues. Another common theme that will show up is as we're here, arms over the top, boom, boom. I'd like it that way instead, yeah. So when I'm here, the head's easy to grab, right? So as I come around, I'm going to make the grip on the head, and this helps this little crackdown position. Boom, push their head down. Now I can even come up and set cradles, attack guillotines, enter legs, because I've pulled the head. So all that kind of fits in the same little game. So now let's talk about freeing hooks when you're face down. This is something that you can't find as much of in instructionals that are aimed at a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu audience. But if you go to your Google machine and you type in wrestling leg ride defense, you'll find a lot of good stuff. A lot of really good wrestlers who've been in the game a while teaching it in a bunch of different clinics. So whereas in Jiu-Jitsu we think about hooks, in wrestling we're talking about leg riding, we're talking about throwing a boot in. Right? So we gotta have a way to defeat that. So let's go both hooks to start out. So face down, both hooks, back control. But in wrestling, we would call this parallel riding with both legs in, right? So we're here. So there's some options. One option is if these hooks kind of kick a little bit deeper, I'm gonna step out and over. So the first way I did that was with this circle motion, where I bring everything up, pull the knee, and then circle down. The other option is to mule kick. So I'm just gonna mule kick, and then control this ankle. See how I pulled him off to the side? So Neil's trying to stay heavy, he's trying to stay centered up on me, so I gotta make that tough. So I'm here, they're riding legs, boom, kick. Now I've got him on the side, now I tuck him, bring him to that hip, elbow freeze, and we're ready to go. So that same concept of off balancing. And then the last way that we'll take people is up over the top. And one of the ways I like to set this up is by going a little low and then turning through. So we're here, standard control, and this is what, when it's back night at the academy, this is what the wrestlers are bringing out every single time. So they'll shoot down just a touch, just to get their head underneath the chin. Once that happens, this leg goes down. The second I get to my knees, you're going to see me tripod up. Boom. Tripod. Now, what my partner does is going to dictate a lot. Generally, I stay on my hands and just walk out. Sometimes we'll get more of a funk type scramble. Sometimes they'll try to throw the arm bar and I need to move into arm bar defense. But generally speaking, I'm just going to tripod and back out the back door. So that's kind of my general thought process on escaping the back and some options. It's not an exhaustive list, but it will definitely cover a lot of ground in terms of getting somebody off your back and having that mindset of attacking the back. So my partner's on my back. We've talked about going to the guillotine, but let's talk about attacking the legs more consciously. Right? So they've got both hooks. I need to beat a single hook and then step over that leg. So this is how that looks. I beat a single hook, knock that top hook off. Now my hip's going to do a big circle, and I'm here on the leg, and I triangle. Even if they've got this body lock on, boom, I'll stay here. Now life's pretty good. Now I just keep walking, just stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on. So we're going to stay on that grip to death do us part. You good? So this is key, right? Like, let's keep this in the final edit here. We'll give you some behind the scenes. But they may bail early. The second you threaten the leg, they may address. Other people will love the back and they'll just stay forever. Either way, it's okay. Boom, I pop, beat that hook. Now my hip's gonna up and alley-oop over. And I come back. I catch, and I've got this triangle. So now they stay on my back, I'm hanging out here. I'm good, right? I'm not getting choked. I just kind of slide my weight over. I come up. They're still holding, right? They might even push me over to the side. Boom, but life's good. I just keep this leg. And as long as I've got this bottom leg, there's no escape. Now I'm here. Now, see? I keep moving until the grip's weak. My rib cage is engaged. I punch that shoulder through, grip up the leg. I could go knee bar, or I can turn and come into more of this heel hook lock. Or, while I'm here, what I like to do is give them a little space to punch their arm in to defend the legs. There, boom, that's what, yeah. So this arm's gonna show up, and now I've got the guillotine, I've got the Kimura, and I've got the back off and reset the truck this way. So I like that position a lot. A lot of my attacks come out of there, so my back escapes leaving me there, and that's the big key. Da, 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 da.
side. You gotta choose a side. You gotta